To explain on parameter, I have already created a class parameter. Parameter are variable that is passed to a method or constructor within a bracket during method declaration or constructor declaration. To explain on parameter, let's create a method public void. This method will not return anything. Public void addition. The name of the method addition. Let's say that this method, the user of this method has to pass the value to this method, and where is the user of this method will pass these values. After passing these values, this method will manipulate the values and give out the answer. Now here is where we use the parameter. We use parameter and write the type of the variable. It may be reference or primitive type. The user of this method will use this parameter that we have to pass the value, and the value must be of type of the parameter that we already pass here. Let's have integer num1. Here we have passed one parameter of type integer, primitive type integer. Okay, and let's say that we want to pass two parameters of integer. To pass two parameters, we will use comma to separate between different parameter, and let's write integer num2. Okay, now we have passed two parameter to this method, and here we have, let's have integer total that will add these two parameter. Whatever the user of this method pass as an argument, this method will manipulate and give out the answer. Let's have num2. Let's pass total here. This method will manipulate and print out the answer. Now to call this method, let's create object here in this class chapter 5. Parameter, here the type is parameter, and let's write the variable name parameter in lowercase to differentiate between this class and object variable. This start with, this is the name of the class which we write it start with capital letter, and this is the variable of the type of the class. Now let's create new parameter. Okay, now let's use this object variable to access the method addition. Now we access the method addition. So we have argument of type integer 1 and 2, and we will pass this argument. Now let's say that we want to add 3 and 2. Now let's write 3, and we will use comma to separate between these two arguments, 3 and 2. Okay, if we run this method will manipulate, will add these two number and print the total false. Now let's see. It is printed here. we have 5. It add the two number, which is 2 and 5. Now we can delete this and try another method with different type. Now let this parameter be string, and let's change the name of the method to welcome and delete this. Now we will write name of city. The user of this method will pass name of the city here, and this method will print welcome to the name of the city that we have. Now let's delete this and write welcome to. Okay, and concatenate this welcome to with the name of the city. We don't know the name of the city for now. The user of this method will write the name of the city, and the method will print the name of the city. Okay, plus name of the city. Okay, now we use this parameter variable to access this welcome. Okay, now let's pass the name of the city. Now we change the type of the parameter, and here we have to pass only a single argument. Let's the city New York. Let's try running this. And one thing, that if we pass number here, we will have an error because the type of this parameter is not number. Now it print welcome to New York. We are passing parameter depending on the implementation of the method. Some method have parameter and some method may not have parameter, depending on what we are trying to simplify or what we are trying to solve. Here it's written use h1 because we have used this method here once. If we use this method twice, this usage will change to 2. Now let's write parameter and then call the method again, welcome, and pass, maybe let's write London here. Okay, now let's go to this. Now the usage is 2. It is writing the number and of the usage of the method. Okay, now we will discuss more on parameter in the course, and we will pass parameters, so many parameters later in the course, inside the constructors and inside the method that we are using.